I'm Amy DuRoss. I'm the CEO and a co-founder of Vineti. I have nothing to disclose. I personally serve in the capacity of board member for BioLife Solutions as well as the ARM Foundation, in addition to my role here at Vineti. It's just awesome, by the way, first of all, that we're here despite COVID. But I remember when this was the stem cell meeting on the Mesa, which is 15 years ago. Now I'm dating myself, but we sat in a room in the Burnham and drank spiked cocoa and looked at academic posters. And we've really come a long way as an industry, so it's exciting to be here with all of you. We always start our company overview presentations with an introduction to our team. We're exceedingly proud of all of the domain expertise that is housed in our senior leadership at all levels of the company. And we've really come together to blend a remarkable and very diverse group of expertise sets: enterprise software, cell therapy, gene therapy manufacturing, logistics, quality, consumer software, enterprise delivery, pharma solutions of all different kinds. Here, I just point out a couple here on our team. Phil Calvin helped build the Salesforce platform. He led programming for their CRM, all of their platforms for over a decade after selling one of his own companies into Salesforce. Brett's taken many companies public, lots of focus on software, med device, precision medicine. Joe was one of the early Dendreon commercial leaders, so really saw cell therapy through its first iteration, first commercial approval with Provenge. And Louise has spent her entire career building enterprise solutions for pharma. We're going to talk through our company, delve into a little bit about our platform, what we do, why we exist, what's differentiated about Vineti's PTM, which stands for Personalized Therapy Management Platform. We'll talk about some of the innovation that we've been really blessed to focus on in the last year or so and continue to iterate here forward, and then a quick summary. So why are we so passionate about what we do at Vineti? It's, again, such a privilege to hear about all of the discovery work that's going on among many of your companies here in attendance at the conference. We really seek to digest the incredible medical innovation here in cell and gene therapy. We were created really to open the aperture and extend or even democratize access to these remarkable therapies. We're in the tens of thousands right now, and we really seek to be in the hundreds of millions, or if not more, over time, because we have such conviction in this marketplace. We create a world, again, where all patients in need have access to individualized therapies, and we do that very discreetly through a focus on upgrading and really, in a sense, helping to revolutionize the traditional GMP pharma supply chain delivery and production model. So what you see here is, again, the one-size-fits-all, very linear, sort of more small molecule iteration on the supply chain, bulk production. And about 7 years ago, the Novartis oncology team came to GE, where I was a managing director in the venture platform, and our partners at the Mayo Clinic. And they issued the following challenge: how do we achieve mass customization in the pharma supply chain? They had just recently cured Emily Whitehead, who many of you know was the first CAR-T recipient, facing late-stage pediatric ALL, all signs of cancer eradicated from her body within 72 hours. And they really knew they wanted to extend access. They wanted to cure more patients. But they didn't have the tools, the manufacturing tools. They couldn't rely. This model entirely broke down. They couldn't rely on the old tools, the traditional tools, one size fits all, to achieve this vision of mass customization. And the stakes could never be higher, because as we all know, if there's a misstep in the supply chain and the wrong patient receives the wrong therapy, it's a fatal event, most likely. So enter a new solution for a new set of problems. It's really a reimagining, again, of the pharma supply chain and even more broadly the value chain. And instead of this linear model, we now have a really multi-directional, very interdependent, very fragmented model that really demands a new sophistication around what we all know as chain of identity and chain of custody, the unique patient identification that really unites these disparate process steps and the stakeholders and systems behind behind them to ensure the right patient receives the right therapy at the right time, right? So again, that chain of identity exists in order to unite very disparate data, stakeholder systems, and ensure with a laser focus that the right patient receives the right therapy at the right time. This, as many of you know, is a regulatory requirement. It's actually the first time, slight trivia note here, that it's the first time software has been named as a requirement for BLA licensure approval in any therapeutics modality. And that's really an acknowledgement on the regulators and their counterparts in other markets, but here at FDA, that you have to really come in with a different set of tools in order to ensure right patient, right therapy, right time. We don't have the tools of the old guard traditional pharma model to apply here. What's really unique about Vineti's approach, and what we are very proud to have built and to continuously be building, is that we are enterprise-grade software. So that means configuration, not code. Many of you may be aware. We're not re-architecting. We have the most complex supply chain and logistics workflow requirements in the history of medicine in this market. And so in order to keep pace with not just the discovery, which is in excess of Moore's Law, as we know, but also once you've even shipped a global commercial product, you're inevitably going to have adjustments to your workflow requirements. There'll be changes in regulations that are specific to countries or regions. There'll be process improvements. There'll be new tools, new software, new shop floor technology that's constantly being reinvented to try to be more built for purpose for this new pharma supply chain model. So this slide we affectionately call our racetrack slide. It's that the PTM, our system, our personalized therapy management platform, is in the center. It's all those blue chevrons that really, as you can see, move in lockstep, all the process steps from end to end to serve the production and the delivery. So that is not limited to just infusion. It's all the post-infusion follow-up. As we know, the long-term follow-up is at minimum 15 years in this marketplace. And what you see on the outer concentric circles here, all the orange boxes, are the other systems of record that we don't replicate. We're not trying to reinvent the EHR, the LIMS, or the MES, or the batch record systems. We're really trying to supercharge those systems and take their data at the right, expose it to the right authorized users at the right moment in each process step to ensure, again, back to chain of identity's full purpose here, right patient, right therapy, right time. It takes an inordinate amount of orchestration to really make that happen, which is, again, where PTM comes in, new solution for a whole new set of problems. We're really proud of our PTM and our team. Our product and engineering team has labored away, again, in the face of just such tremendous complexity in this market and such a rapid rate of change. What's really important to note in this slide is the configuration engine that sits right in the middle of this layer cake. Again, this is very distinct from coding or programming. Configuration is adjusting workflow requirements in a single platform. That's really important, not just to be dynamic and to adjust as the workflow requirements adjust, but it's also, we think, really important to set standards. So as we know, this is a very heterogeneous set of medical technologies we're all building and we're enabling in our case. And so we need to find the opportunities to really set standards in the process wherever we can find them to minimize the burden on HCPs, on the logistics folks, on the actual pharmaceutical companies and their management efforts as well. This, not to beat a dead horse here, but configuration is everything. So again, this is not customized software, but that nimble sort of in real-time adjustment is really important. We'd love to have the opportunity to share this PTM superpower with anyone who wants to learn more, because the result, as we say here on this slide, is a really built for purpose, again, flexible and dynamic system. Enterprise software isn't always known for its usability. That's not true in this case. We spent a lot of time, even before we founded our company, in partnership with the Mayo Clinic, other centers of excellence, studying user workflow and user experience and user behavior, because it's so many different process steps, again, that have never had to play together, never had to be interdependent. So it's really important to meet the users where they are and try to, again, give them access to this new supply chain in a way that's going to be most efficient and most protective of patient safety. So what you see here, supply chain orchestration, treatment workflow, there's a product journey, there's a patient journey, they're overlaid in a single source of truth in our PTM. So again, right patient, right therapy, right time. What you see at the bottom of this slide, we're really excited, and I've heard a lot of talk at this conference so far about the power of analytics, and it's really the potential power of analytics. We're just getting to really a statistical significance or critical mass of data on our platform, of data in the marketplace. But very specifically, the data that accrues to PTM is GMP certified. That's incredibly clean data. It's a very unique data set. And it's native to a single system, again, because we get access, back to the racetrack slide, we get access to all of the other key systems of record in each product experience, each product workflow. So the value chain, how we can help this market really standardize, be more efficient, find out where the pinch points are, where the opportunities for improvement are, where it's going really well. It's always important to also celebrate the successes. We're in our production efforts here. On the other side, commercial analytics, we're seeing a lot of interest from different stakeholders, payers and the like, who are saying, hey, we see this market really now evolving into kind of a new potential standard of care. So how are we going to consume on the reimbursement side all of these, the highest price points in biologics, and really that long-term follow-up? It's both patient outcomes reporting, it's also value-based metrics and milestones. How do you deliver that? You have to go back to chain of identity. You always have to cycle back to that unique patient identifier as a linchpin to bring all of these disparate pieces and use cases together. We're really excited that earlier this year we launched our first extension. So if you think about PTM, it's one platform, one single platform. What configuration enables is also pre-configured workflows or subsets of the application layer to meet very specific requirements and needs from the market. We've heard a lot from phase 1, 2 partners that they want something kind of easy to implement, faster time to value. They don't need 5 systems, maybe they need 1 or 2, and they just want to start habituating their clinical partners to this participation in the supply chain and their users in their own team. And so PTM Essentials is the early phase of R&D lifecycle. Just get that chain of identity and custody ingrained, and then you can always build as the product goes through its life cycle and hits its checkpoints and milestones to add additional functionality, additional systems to integrate to support broader scale rollout of later phase and commercial phase. PTM Enterprise is all the bells and whistles. We do support globally, support big pharma, biopharma in APAC, US, EU. We'll be in Latin America early next year. And so the PTM Enterprise really represents that broad picture that I showed you earlier with the blue and the orange boxes. There's a few other, again, thanks to configuration, a few other really responses to the marketplace, product extensions that are coming that involve analytics and some other pieces we're not yet able to talk about, but really excited to be so responsive and to be able to be so responsive to the market. I think we said a lot here. I have about a minute left, so about the inherent variability. I think many of you are living this reality again, as there's so much change and dynamism in these requirements and so much learning that has to be cycled back into how you're actually supporting these products on multiple levels, not just chain of identity. But we've really been fortunate to see it all. We have so far in different markets and different modalities, allo, PCV, different strands of autologous, and we're continuously learning ourselves. Just a quick nod again, how hard it is to be global, especially in a market with this unprecedented complexity, and we're really proud that our partners have the faith to take us to multiple markets. So we really are the only enterprise-grade platform that's built for purpose for this market. I studied this market well in advance of launching our company 5 years ago. I myself started in stem cell science too many years ago to count now. But we've been waiting for this moment, and now the rate limitation is really on how do we consume these technologies safely and efficiently. We do have very unique data that accrues to every single batch that we run in PTM. That in combination with other data sets, or even just taking the native data in the system itself, has enormous value, and especially at this moment as we're transitioning. And then, 5,000 patient treatment, every single one counts for us as a company. We're really remarkably proud and honored to be a part of their care pathway journey. Thank you so much. I think I'm out of time.